in the Bible, God has provided many signs indicating Jesus' return. We are very close. As part of the Advent movement, you, every one of you, are vital instruments in God's hands, in your division, in your union, your local field, your local church, and in the family, to hasten the coming of the Lord according to His Word. Number 5, humanism versus heavenly inspiration. Now, the onslaught of humanism in culture today has nearly obliterated the understanding that supernatural inspiration is overwhelmingly more powerful than any humanistic philosophy. Teach people to value the power of God and His Word in guiding us in all things, and to reject, humanism completely. Now, in Matthew 15, verses 8 to 9, Jesus quoted from Isaiah 29, verse 13, saying, "These people draw near to me with their mouth and honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me, and in vain they worship me, teaching as doctrines the commandments of men." So, my fellow leaders, fight against humanism and lift up heavenly inspiration according to His Word. Number 6, disregard for the sanctuary service and the gospel message. There are those who have no regard or understanding of the beauty of the sanctuary and its services, which point to the gospel, the Lamb slain on the cross. We read in Last Day Events, page 177, "The enemy will bring in false theories such as the doctrine that there is no sanctuary. This is one of the points on which there will be a departing from the faith." So I urge you, promote and teach the sanctuary doctrine with Christ, His righteousness, and the everlasting gospel at the center. Biblical prophecies are real, and Daniel 8:14 is absolutely rock solid. Don't believe anybody who says, "Oh no, that was only 2,300 literal days and it ended with someone called Antiochus Epiphanes." No, my friends, don't believe that. The biblical day-year principle given to interpret prophecy. Allow the Bible to interpret itself. The historicist approach shows us that history has accurately unfolded according to His Word. Number 7, ecumenism versus the shaking and sifting of God's church. I strongly urge you to stay away from ecumenism. Instead, focus on the proclamation of the three angels' messages. Believe what the great controversy says about the end-time setting, when the shaking and sifting of the church will take place. Yes, we're to make friends with people, but we're never to compromise and engage in religious ecumenical activity. The time will come when we will face terrible oppression, horrible oppression. So now we must never compromise in the least on our beliefs and doctrines. Now, Last Day Events, page 180, tells us, soon God's people will be tested by fiery trials, and the great portion of those who now appear to be genuine and true will prove to be base metal. That is a shocking statement. I hope every one of us, by God's grace, will not be part of that group, which shows us to have nothing as a foundation. The church may appear as about to fall, but it does not fall. It remains while the sinners in Zion will be sifted out, the chaff separated from the precious wheat. This is a terrible ordeal, but nevertheless, it must take place. My brothers and sisters, stay faithful to our heavenly beliefs according to His Word. Number 8, congregationalism versus God's worldwide Seventh-day Adventist remnant church. There are those who wish to focus only on local church and community settings, ignoring the worldwide family of Seventh-day Adventists in about 215 countries of this globe. While the local church and community are vitally important, we are a worldwide family of believers who love and support each other. If we focus on others and their needs, including financial, we will be blessed at home beyond measure. Look at this incredible statement. In fact, it was referenced somewhat during our Sabbath school this morning. Testimonies, Volume 6, page 27, indicates the following. The home missionary work will be farther advanced in every way when a more liberal, self-denying, self-sacrificing spirit is manifested for the prosperity of foreign missions. For the prosperity of the home, this is a really important part of the sentence. For the prosperity of the home work depends largely under God upon the reflex influence. Leaders, don't ever forget that beautiful combination of two words. The reflex influence of the evangelical work done in countries afar off. So, fellow believers, think and act globally as well as locally. That's a message from our Sabbath School Personal Ministries Department. God will bless your witness and your stewardship, faithfulness, as you help others far beyond your borders. Stay close to this wonderful world church family and be blessed by God according to His Word. Number 9, attacks against the Godhead. Now, there are those who advocate that the Godhead is not three distinct persons, thus diminishing God. We know from the Bible and the spirit of prophecy that there is absolutely a Godhead made up of three persons united in one. Now, can I explain that? No, but I believe it by faith. The Bible indicates the three persons of the Godhead have existed from eternity to eternity. They were present at creation, at the baptism of Christ, and will be with us forever. In fact, Matthew 28:19 tells us to baptize in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. My fellow leaders and church members, the Godhead is three persons according to His Word. Number 10, opposition to God's law and His 10 commandments. Now, there are those who will say the law has been done away with. However, God's law is eternal. We do not keep God's law, the 10 commandments, through our own power, but only as we lean on Christ and His righteousness. Again, Last Day Events. You can tell I really like that book. I hope it's a familiar one and a favorite of yours. Page 180 indicates when the religion of Christ is most held in contempt, when His law is most despised, then should our zeal be the warmest and our courage and firmness the most unflinching. To stand in defense of truth and righteousness when the majority forsake us, to fight the battles of the Lord when champions are few, this will be our test. At this time, we must gather warmth from the coldness of others, courage from their cowardice, and loyalty from their treason. Fellow leaders and church members, give praise to God for His law according to his word.